Well, TSA found two guns from different people over the weekend at Cleveland Hopkins. The passengers in both incidents told officers they forgot or didn't realize the firearms were in their bags.
It comes as we've had a number of people reach out to us and say that they're experiencing longer lines at Hopkins while going through security. Recent data gathered by the Data Liberation Project shows monthly passenger complaints at Hopkins also exceeded the national average. Let's get to Elizabeth Van Mitri. She's at the airport this morning to find out how long people are waiting in line at the airport.
Yeah, Elizabeth, what'd you find?
Yeah, so let me tell you the technique I've been using. So I've been going to the end of this really long line here and handing out my business card. And when people get through TSA, they are texting me and letting me know how long it took them. Spoiler alert, I haven't gotten a text message yet except for one person who's done pre-check and it took them 20 minutes to get through. And the person who I did give my card to at the end of this line just was right here just a few minutes ago and her time was already 28 minutes. Now, it does ebb and flow. It does move pretty quickly, but more of you are traveling. That's why we are starting to see these longer lines that people who travel here often aren't used to. And TSA, for the most part, is keeping up.
You know the drill. As soon as you drop off your luggage, it's time to get in line. The TSA line. And when it's long and you're running late for a flight, it can feel like it's lasting forever.
We have a little bit of wait time. I'm glad we're here 2 hours early.
Here at the Cleveland Hopkins Airport, more reports are coming in. Long waits, some saying an hour and a half before they've made it through. Danielle Lasky travels often, 2 to 3 times a month. Today she's traveling with their sister to Colorado. She says when it comes to wait times, there are factors involved.
It fluctuates. It
does.
depends on the time of day.
Generally speaking, I feel like it's a lot easier to get through Cleveland Airport than other airports.
Today she's in line. It looks long. She says she's waited a long time before, but not that long.
I would say an hour, max.
I decided to see how long it would take to get through this TSA line. I handed my card to 2 different people waiting in line. I had them text me when they got to the end. One of those people, Jerry Hopkins.
This is my hometown. I live in Colorado now. So, I got to come back a couple times a year. I got a lot of nephews and nieces here.
So how long did it take him? 28 minutes and 38 seconds.
Yeah, it's quick. Denver's an insane airport, so this is a much more mild situation.
Another family also checked in with me when they went through out on the other side of this line by 29 minutes and 54 seconds. Jessica Maley, spokesperson for TSA, says during Memorial Day Monday, the busiest day for TSA, Cleveland only saw a 25-minute wait time.
There might be times when that queue, that line, looks a little intimidating because we aren't ever used to waiting probably more than 5 minutes for most of our flights.
You could certainly sit in longer waits than what you're used to, at least what you've experienced over the last 5 years, with 3 million already making their way through the airport this year. Expect longer lines, and there may be delays. That means no matter what, give yourself that 2-hour window to get to your gate. Lasky says for her, it's a good time to remember to slow down.
These aren't the most fun things to do to go to the airport, but in the same breath, you can kind of make it just something that's just, wow, we're here and we're doing it, and this is life. It's just a little bit of a journey.
So when I was talking to TSA, they said some of the biggest delays happen when people are packing things that they shouldn't. So that is why it is best to go ahead and start with the clean bag. I'm talking about water bottles or even those handguns that were confiscated over the weekend that you guys mentioned earlier. So making things as quick as possible and making the best out of this situation.
And Elizabeth, does the TSA have that sweet spot where they want to keep that line at in terms of the wait time?
They do. So for regular TSA, it's supposed to take you 30 minutes to get through, but if you do pre-check, it's supposed to take you 10 minutes to get through. Now, as I mentioned earlier, that one person who went through pre-check said it took 20 minutes, and it's been over 30 minutes that people have been waiting in this line this morning.
Well, if you have that first flight out in the morning, you always just got to prepare for this. There's always long lines at 5 a.m. out at Hopkins. Elizabeth, thank you.